We'll see what are the specifications of sequential decision problem for fully observable environment. The specifications of sequential decision problem for fully observable environment with Markov transition and additive rewards is called Markov decision process. Okay. So what is Markov decision process? Markov decision process is nothing but it is a sequential decision problem for fully observable environment with Markov transition model and additive rewards. What is Markov transition model? The Markov transition model is that the transition from one state to other state depends only on the previous state. Okay, so that is called Markov transition model. And what is additive reward? Whenever it is reaching the terminal state, how many steps it is taking to reach the terminal state. So here we will be adding what is the reward that it is receiving for moving from one state to the other state. Finally, it is reaching the terminal state. Okay. So how many steps it is taking? What is the reward of each state? Everything will be added here. That is why it is called additive rewards. Okay. So the sequential decision problem with Markov transition model and additive rewards is called Markov decision process. This is called Markov decision process. Okay. And this Markov decision process will be defined by three components, students, here. That is the initial state, the transition model, and reward. Okay. So we have discussed that in 4x3 environment, the agent has to start from the initial state. And what is transition model? This is the transition model in the intended direction, the direction in which the agent wants to move. Okay, in the intended direction, the probability is 0.8, whereas the right angle to intended direction, it is having the probability of 0.2. Okay, and finally, it has to reach the terminal states. The terminal states will be having the value +1, -1. Okay, so what are the three components that will specify the Markov decision process? Is the initial state, and what is the probability of reaching one state to other state by taking particular action. Okay, and what is the reward for each and every state? In this example, the reward for non-terminal state, these are the non-terminal state, students. All these are the non-terminal states. For non-terminal states, the reward will be -0.04, whereas the terminal state is having the reward of +1 and -1. Okay, so these are the three components required to define Markov decision process. Okay, so we have discussed that in the transition model focus the environment here. What is that we have discussed? It has to start from the starting state and reaching the terminal state. And here we have a barrier. So there is a wall here. The agent cannot move here. Okay. So what is that? Here it is having the +1 and here it is having -1. Okay. So what is that here? The agent has to start from this location. Now to reach +1, what are the steps it is taking here? It is up, okay, right, right. These are the steps it is taking to reach the terminal state +1. Okay. So if this fixed action sequence is given as a solution, what happens? Agent may be struck here and it may not enter into the terminal state. That is why we should not give the fixed action sequence here to reach the terminal state. So what is the solution here is whenever agent is reaching particular state, so we will be specifying what agent has to do, what action the agent has to perform in that state. Okay, that solution will be given. Okay, so what agent should do for any state that the agent is reaching, so it will be specified. That is the solution given to the agent. So this type of solution is called what? It is called policy. Okay, policy is a solution. It will tell what action the agent has to take at any particular state that the agent is receiving. Okay, So that is called policy. Instead of fixed action, we will be specifying a particular state. For example, if it is at 1 comma 1, what action it has to take? It has to go up, like that. For every state, action will be specified. Okay. So policy we usually denote with pi here, students. Pi of s. What is pi of s? Pi of s will give us what action it has to perform at particular state. Yes. What is that action the agent has to perform at particular state S? Okay. So, for example, if agent is having complete policy, what is complete policy? At every state, the agent will be specified what action it has to do. So, for example, if here agent is here in this particular state, what action it has to take? It has to go up. Okay. So, if agent is here, what action it has to take here is up. If the agent is here, what action it has to take here is right, like that. For every state, what action the agent has to perform is specified. Okay, so that is called complete policy. What is complete policy? The agent will be having the complete information, what action it has to take at any particular state. So, by any chance, okay, if agent is reaching any outcome, okay, for example, by performing some action, agent is moving to any outcome, it does not bother because it knows already what action it has to take in that particular state, because it is having the complete policy. So the agent will be knowing what action it has to take at that particular state. Okay. So each time what we do, each time a given policy is executed starting from the initial state. Okay. So from the initial state, the given policy is executed. And here we have stochastic nature of the environment. So because of stochastic nature of the environment, we will be getting different environment history. Okay. So we will be getting different environment history. Okay. So how do we measure the quality of policy here? The quality of policy is measured by finding the expected utility of possible environmental history. Okay. So what is that here? By executing policy, what is that we get? We get different environmental history. Depending on policy, we get different environmental histories. Okay. How do you measure the quality of policy? To measure the quality of policy, we have to find out expected utility of possible environmental histories that are generated by policy. Okay. Now, what is optimal policy? Optimal policy is a policy that gives the maximum expected utility. Okay, so it gives us the maximum expected utility of possible environmental history. Okay, so this optimal policy we denote it as pi star. Pi star we use to denote optimal policy. Okay, so optimal policy, the optimal policy is given. What is that agent will do? Agent has to get the current state of the environment. How that agent will be getting current state? The current state will be obtained by the current percept. Okay, from the current percept, the agent will get the current state of the environment. So after getting current state means it will know where it is. Okay, once it knows where it is, it will perform some action. What action it will perform? The action it is performed is pi star s, because it is optimal policy that gives us the maximum expected utility value. Okay. Now the figure we have seen here, no students. So this figure, this is the example of forecast-free environment. For this figure, what is the optimal policy? So that gives you what is that, where the environment will start. Okay, what are the actions it has to take, the complete information about what are the actions it has to take at every state. Okay, that is called optimal policy. This is the optimal policy, students. Okay, so there is, if the environment, if the agent is here, it can take this direction. It is the safest direction to reach +1. Otherwise, it can also take this direction to reach +1. Okay. So this will give you the optimal policy. So this figure gives us the optimal policy. Okay. Because cost of taking step. So each and every step it is, what is the cost, what is the reward it is taking here by taking non-terminal steps here is minus 0.04 is the reward it is taking. That will be very small compared to accidentally entering into the state which is having -1. Okay. The agent does not want to enter into -1. It always wants to enter into +1. If it is taking more steps also, see here, the agent, if it is here, it is taking more steps to reach +1 only. It does not want to enter into -1 because cost of taking the steps here will be very less compared to entering into -1. So that is why agent will be taking the long route to reach +1. Okay. So the policy here will take the long way around rather than taking the shortcut. Okay. So there, if it takes shortcut, what happens? There is a risk of entering into -1. Okay. 4,2 gives you the value of -1. Okay. So here the balance of risk and reward changes. How risk is changing, reward is changing, depends on value of RFS for non-terminal state. Okay, what is the value of RFS? Depending on that only, the risk and reward changes will be balanced. Okay. So here, if you just observe, what is the reward? Depending on the reward, we will be having different optimal policies. Okay. So the figure B shows the optimal policy for 4 different ranges of rewards. Okay. If the reward is equal to, reward value is less than or equal to -16284. If the reward value is less than or equal to -1, 0.6284. In that case, the agent will be taking always shortest path to reach any one of its terminal states. It can reach +1 state or -1 state. So, and always it will be taking the shortest path to reach the -1. Okay. So that is why here what is the reward? The reward is less than or equal to -16284. Okay. And if the reward is between these two, okay, if the reward is between these two, how will be the figure here? The agent will be taking the shortest path to reach +1. It is also taking the risk of entering -1. So whenever it takes this direction, students, it will be taking a risk of entering into -1. Okay, but it is always taking the shortest path. Okay, so the agent will be taking the shortest path to reach +1. See here, it is willing to risk falling into -1 state by accident. Okay. So that is why agent will be always taking the shortcut from 3,1 state. If you just observe 3,1 state, this is the 3,1 state. So it is taking shortcuts to reach 3,1 state. Okay. And if the reward value is in this range, okay, the reward value is in this range, what is that? The agent don't want to take the risk of entering -1. That is why you see here the states near to -1 will be always pointed outside to the -1. So you don't want to take the risk of entering into -1. So that is why the reward will be in this direction. Okay, reward will be given by this value. Okay. In the fourth case, if you just observe, the agent does not want to enter into any terminal state. So that is why the directions, if you just observe, the directions are away from the terminal states. Okay. So if you just observe all the values which are near to terminal states, okay, +1, -1, the directions here, these are away from the terminal state. What is that indicates? The agent does not want to enter into any terminal states. In that case, what will be the reward? The reward will be equal to the reward will be equal to infinity. So here, if you just see that, so that the agent avoids both exits. Okay, so the agent obtains infinite total reward. Okay, what is the total reward agent will be receiving here? Infinite total reward, because agent never enters the terminal states. Yes or no? So because what is the direction there? It is away from the terminal state. That is why the agent never enters the terminal state. So the reward it is receiving will be equal to infinite. Okay. So if just see this, what is that here it is doing? The MDPs are carefully balancing the risk and reward. Yes or no? So it is carefully balancing. It don't want to take the risk to enter into -1, and it is also wants to have a good reward. Yes or no? So it is careful balancing of risk and reward is the main characteristics of MDP. Okay. So this MDPs does not arise in deterministic problem. So the MDP, that is Markov decision process, does not arise in deterministic problems. It will be arised in non-deterministic problem. Okay. So that is why the MDPs are mainly used in many real-world decision problems. Okay. So what are the applications where these MDPs are used here is it used in artificial intelligence, okay, where it is non-deterministic, no, the environment will be non-deterministic, and it is also used in operation research and economics and control theory. These are the fields where MDPs are used, okay.